working so well together. The second he got out of the White House, he started letting the truth fly. It's toxic Yowie. Now he's openly advocating for his impeachment and for J.D. Vance to replace him. I want to go into this as well. There's some deeper details here, because it sounds like it's just purely angry at Trump. But I do want to point out that there was this meme. Peter Thiel looking at all his hard work being wasted. They did a Game of Thrones meme with Charles Manson. Peter Thiel is the Silicon Valley PayPal billionaire who has been slowly but surely dumping money into politics for years to build up J.D. Vance, the tech right, this Elon Trump connection. Like, he has been putting all of the work in, and now it is like seemingly unraveled. But it's worth noting that Peter Thiel's greatest alliance here is J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance went from somebody who was constantly shitting on Trump to suddenly becoming the most pro-Trump guy in the world and vice president. We've all talked about how crazy J.D. Vance's flip was. But now J.D. Vance is vice president, and now you have Elon Musk, who's also part of this group trying to get Trump out so Vance can become president. It's an interesting about face, and it does seem to all possibly play into what Peter Thiel wants, though I think it's so messy nothing will happen, and it actually is a meltdown. Look, Occam's razor, this is two nasty bitches going at each other. But, you know, if we end up with like a wide movement from the right to try to like impeach Donald Trump and get J.D. Vance in power, just know that this guy's definitely behind it. Like, this guy's definitely, that's his end goal. I think his long game was for Vance to run in 28 and to have a tech right, Peter Thiel funded J.D. Vance president in 20. I think that's what his goal is. Just know that everyone has ulterior motives in all of this. All the people you see fighting out on Twitter and grandstanding for your attention, they have ulterior motives. My ulterior motive is to form a clip. Before you buy into anyone's tweets, understand. Elon says the Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. This is also one thing I did want to say. Praise the Lord. I put this in my own presentation. We're finally starting to see some people on the right admit what has been obvious the whole time. Trump's tariffs are super stupid. This is the one breakthrough, because this guy doesn't have an ulterior motive. This guy's just a fucking stupid tweeter talking about Doge. You can't look at the tariff and not realize after just a few days that it doesn't even matter what your stated goals. They're being handled so deeply incompetently every single day that it's just causing us friction from, it's causing us like chaos friction. Let me give you a specific example. As you well know, there has been a deadline that's constantly moving that the White House keeps giving for everyone to give their best offer. Otherwise, we're going to tariff you. And Caroline Levitt was asked about it in the White House today.
Reuters was reporting that there's a letter that is meant to be sent to other countries, which would give these countries a deadline of Wednesday to produce their best offer on the trade matter. Why does the administration feel the need to send this letter? And I want to follow up on trade.
Sure, I can confirm the merits in the content of the letter. USTR sent this letter.
Oh, you missed. Damn. Oh shit! Oh, was he behind me? Damn, I should just finish the fight. I didn't know where he was. Oh. Oh, was I not aggressive enough? I have to be more aggressive.
To all of our trading partners, just to give them a friendly reminder that the deadline is coming up. And they are in talks. Ambassador Greer, Secretary Best, and Secretary Lutnick are in talks with many of our key trading partners around the globe, as you know, Brian. I know the Wall Street Journal has covered this quite heavily. And they continue to be engaged in those discussions, and this letter was simply to remind these countries that the deadline is approaching and the president expects good deals, and we are on track for that, I will emphasize.
Nobody is responding. I don't know how to tell you how embarrassing this is, but the 90 deals in 90 days, we're almost at the end of the 90. We have no deals. Even the one deal we sort of signed with the UK has now been walked back because we added steel tariffs to them, and no steel tariffs was part of the original deal. We have no plan. It is chaos. And now we're doing, from your reminder, gonna need that deal. And everybody knows that the first country to try to actually bend over backwards and make a deal is getting screwed. So everyone's just ignoring. All of the countries of the world are just ignoring the United States on trade deals. It's crazy. And then we have our few close allies still, like Japan, who are trying every day.
All right, first things first, fight for the platform. That was good. Man. Ah! Oh no! At the very end. Yeah, I fought for it long enough. Gotta turn this off. Boom, in the last second, me versus you, Mount Lady. What is that? Good start. Real good start. Bloodthirsty now, let's get it. 5 people left, where are they? There she is. Ah, it didn't work. Oh, I thought I dodged. Damn, what do you do against that? What do you do against that? Bro, what do you do against that? What am I supposed to do? I think I can only do the Q. Oh, they're teaming? Oh, that's lame. Not that he got involved in the fight at all. I lost my own accord. Damn. She had 1,200 damage. I had 3 kills. Need to be more aggressive.
to do these negotiations and figure it out. And we have sent the 3 fucking stooges. We have 3 top U.S. negotiators with differing stances on trade, all trying to negotiate at once. They all have different stances, and it's like the parents are fighting in front of you. The kids know if they just wait, they'll get what they want. They're having open disagreements. Competition and confusion have made it hard for the Japanese side to judge the Trump administration's intentions. At one point, the 3 cabinet officials put the talks with the Japanese side on hold and began debating right in front of them. We can't even debate in a separate room before talking to Japan. How is that a strong negotiating position with our closest ally and the largest holder of U.S. debt? The lack of unity among Besser, Buffett, and Greer, who are our 3 leaders of this, is becoming a huge problem. And it's because from the top down, there is no apparent plan. In 3 tiers in the U.S., the working level, this is the working states that's trying to make this shit real. The cabinet officials, which is Besser, Buffett, and Greer, and the president himself are disjointed. They don't have a plan, they don't agree, and it appears that information is not being shared. The Japanese side frequently needed to repeat the same things at the working cabinet level talks. It's disastrous, and this is supposedly happening in every country negotiating at once, because we decided the smart thing to do was to try and have 90 deals in 90 days with 90 countries. It's fucking tragic. And I know it's not part of this Elon Trump thing, really, but I just want to point out that, like, people should not be afraid to say how dumb this is. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. Then Trump responds again. I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done so months ago. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress. It's a record cut in expenses, $1.6 trillion. Understand that it adds 4 or 5 trillion to the deficit. So the amount it cuts in expenses does not match the amount it adds in spending. And what it cuts in expenses is almost entirely cutting Medicaid, which is healthcare to poor people. And what it adds in spending is the tax cut, which is primarily to rich people. I just want you to be so clear. You can check my work. Please look into the bill. I'm not trying to deceive you. I'm not trying to lie to you. The reason I hate this bill is entirely for those reasons. That's entirely why. If this bill doesn't pass, there will be a 68% tax increase and things far worse than that. I didn't create this mess. I'm just here to fix it. This puts our country on a path of greatness. Make America great again. Everyone on every one of these posts, by the way, the top comment is usually "Grok, is this true?" And it makes me want to there's just some memes. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected.
Oh, who's that? Why are you doing this to me?
Inevitable West, verified.
Why are you doing why?
Guys,
What?
please stop. Listen, you can't understate how damaging this rift is to like an online.
I was trying to be
right
more
space
aggressive.
that has been fully behind Trump and Elon. It's such a deep rift that you have to start choosing sides. They are taking this well clearly. Patriot Josh here said, the strategic deception, Elon versus Trump, the feud that isn't. To the untrained eye, the current feud between Elon Musk and President Trump might appear to be yet another case of ego, ambition, or ideological friction. But to those trained in military strategy, psychological warfare, and counterintelligence operations, this is a textbook execution of Sun Tzu's cardinal principle. They're not just bad bitches fighting, they're Sun Tzu acolytes. Elon is gonna rubber band to a kind of wokeness never before seen in the human race. He's gonna triple his ketamine dosage, and he's gonna be out here doing land acknowledgments before every Tesla groundbreaking. New kinds of pronouns you haven't.
Land acknowledgments is insane. Like Taiwan and Ukraine, that's hilarious.
Even unearthed yet in his bio. It's gonna be mandatory. I gotta say this is obviously a joke, but people have said like, oh, he's just trying to win back the left because they buy his cars. Anything can happen in this world, but based on any knowledge that I have of marketing and branding, that's a tough sell. I think he's pretty cooked. If this fight isn't like resolved immediately, he really has burned both bridges. The majority of like the right-wing American audience is gonna side with Donald Trump. I think when all the investors start calling him, it's going to be more and more obvious that this was a crazy way to go. Obviously, there's only one man who could possibly step up in this moment and be the healer, the person to heal this great divide. Who's been a person who's been so serene and peaceful and capable of open dialogue? Bros, please know we love you both.
Oh no.
So much.
Oh my god.
Oh, I want to say someone who called it. I'm shocked. Everyone has opined that eventually all of Trump's previous cabinet members, really, they fall apart. Almost everybody who worked for Trump in Trump 1 ended up talking shit on him after they left. People expected this would happen with Elon. Eventually they would grow apart. But because it happened so quickly, I wanted to see who was the one who was calling it most accurately. And I found October 2024, Mark Cuban made this post. Elon, there will come a time when you need something from Donald Trump. You will think you have earned the right to ask and receive. You have been a loyal, faithful soldier for him. You have supported him politically with tens of millions of dollars. Then, at the point you need him the most, you will find out what so many before you have learned. His loyalty is only to himself. He deleted his post. Months later, it was real, and I confirmed it. 100% accurate call on how this played out. Because really, at the end of the day, the only thing that Elon needed, in my opinion, to just shut the fuck up on this bill, was not deficit.
That move is something. Oh, damn, he punched me. I gotta learn that. Got him. Boom, got them both. Boom, got them both. Oh. Woo! I thought I dodged it. Got his ass. Boom. I love this Dobby. Ow! How did this happen? Woo! Right there. Right on the other edge of the rubble, we can see everything. Okay, 1, 2, 3 All Mights, Bakugo, Itadori, and oh my Lanta. Let's fight. you doing? Come on, you bitch. I'll leave it out. Oh shit, I heard it too. Dude, what the fuck? Oh, I dodged that! You're just gonna go straight there, you idiot! Oh, why would you guys go straight there? Why would you guys go straight there? Why? Why? I did it better than in that first one.
Reduction. It was just to keep the EV cut that it helps Tesla. Oh, last thing, dude. So I was trying to refresh Truth Social, and it was so overwhelmed that it crashed. And it said this in this like beautiful, haunting, symbolic way. It just said no truths. So obviously there's gonna be more tomorrow, but that's enough covering of this specific thing for today. It was so, what a crash out. What a generational crash out.
Wait.
Abilities and vehicles. As you progress, your tactical options expand, allowing you to express yourself through different styles of play. In the beginning, combat is a short, brutal affair. Do everything you can to knock your opponents off balance and open them up for a retaliating strike. Keep an eye.
PvP? Definitely not, right? Dill Pickle, I love you. What a great name. Damn, that's got distance on it. Gosh, that was impossible.
Rapid Online is the newest quirk set added to My Hero. Well, you can see. So yesterday, if you do his melee, you can cancel his melee into his alpha and go straight into the fast-firing alpha. So if you do the first 3 hits of his melee, and it starts off very slow-firing, and then it picks up in pace, and it does a lot of damage before the knockdown. You saw we got 242 damage before we got a knockdown at level 1, which is crazy type damage. This move also has insane type range. I'm all the way back here, and the alpha is still doing damage to the AFO all the way over there. So the range of this move is crazy, and then as you're using this move as well, you'll see I'm glowing yellow. You get a defense increase, you take less damage while doing it, and you also get a knockdown resistance as well. So moves that normally knock you back won't knock you back anymore. Now to show this off, I have Kirishima here. Kirishima's going to go ahead and hit me with his beta, and then you'll see the beta does not knock me back. I kind of took the beta like a champ. Next up we have his beta, which serves a lot of purposes. Starting off, it's projectile, has a lot of range, knocks people back upon hitting them as well, you can see there. If you hold the button, if you do this lunge attack, it's his main...
Let's get it, boys. You can come here and play games. Let's go to Celebration Boy. I just want some help. I see you all for one. shit. Is she in here? Oh, how did I not dodge it? Oh. Oh, did he? Oh, who was that? Oh, who was that? Oh, was it her? Dude, this girl. It was Dill Pickle. Damn it. Do you have more damage than me? How much damage do I have? Was I not doing well? I thought I was doing good. 889, I suck. I'm nothing. I'm a fraud. I have to keep practicing. I'm still ass. No, I can't shut off a loser's banner.
Source of movement, does a lot of damage, a lot more than projectile hits. Now then, the one weakness to this, you do have to set up the melees before going into it, obviously, right? It's only when you hold it, and it's only for that slash at the end right there. During that slash, he's going to go ahead and hit me with his beta, and then you'll see the beta does not knock me back. I kind of took the beta like a champ. Next up, we have his beta, which serves a lot of purposes. Starting off, it's projectile, has a lot of range, knocks people back upon hitting them as well, you can see there. If you hold the button and you do this lunge attack, it's his main source of movement, does a lot of damage, a lot more than projectile as well. You saw I did 110 projectile, so you can 72, I believe. And then as well, you can cancel the beta into itself to use his movement to dash around. His beta can also pierce enemies, so I hit the AFO right there, but also hit the AFO goes beta like a champ. Next up, we have his beta, which serves a lot of projectile as well. You saw I did 110 projectile, so you can 72, I believe. And then as well, you can cancel the beta into itself to use his movement to dash around. His beta can also pierce enemies, so I hit the AFO right there, but also hit the AFO that was behind him. During that slash, you can so give some hyper armor, but it's pierce enemies, so I hit the AFO right there, but also hit the AFO that was behind him. His beta also gives some hyper armor, but it's only when you hold it, and it's only for that slash at the end right there. During that slash, you get hyper armor. And lastly, we have his gamma. It's a command grab. He grabs someone, lifts them up in the sky, slams them down. Who gets hyper armor the moment the grab connects. While you're dashing, you don't have hyper armor, but the moment you do connect into somebody, you get hyper armor. Now let's cover some combos and some really interesting tech. So starting off with some tech first, as many of you let me know yesterday, if you do his melee, you can cancel his melee to his alpha and go straight into the fast firing alpha. So if you do the first 3 hits of his melee and go straight to alpha, you go straight into the rapid fire hit. Now then, the one weakness of this is you do have to set up the melees before going into it, obviously, right? You have to be in a situation where you are allowed to do these melees beforehand before you can actually go into the alpha fast fire rate. Now that I will say, when you do it this way, All Might doesn't glow yellow, which makes you think you're not getting the defense increase or the knockback resist, but you are in fact getting both. I showed us off, I have Kirishima doing his beta, I'm gonna do the alpha, and Kirishima hits me. I went from 170 to 8. Knockback by either beta, no matter which way I did it. So, doing it this way, you always get a damage increase. The only thing you lose is, I guess, time, because you have to set up the melees, but I seem to think that this is supposed to be the case, because I guess his real melee. Now that I'm going to be honest, many people seem to think that this is supposed to be the case, because I guess his melee looks like his alpha. So I guess people are saying that it should, that this was intended. I'm going to be real, I'm pretty sure this is an overhaul situation, where like in season, what was it, season 6, we had overhaul, his gamma was maybe some basic as well as true combo. Beta into gamma also works as a combo as well, as you can see right there.
I feel bad about this. How's he not dead yet? Come on. he got. Oh, it's because they're ganging up on me because I'm a threat. Oh. I should have backed out. I got both races again. I think I had 2 kills. I should have. That's okay. I'm learning every time. Learning every time.
For a setup, you can do beta to knock them back, hit with alpha, and then catch the wake up as well with alpha, because the alpha covers a lot of range. Like I showed earlier, you can do the melee and go straight into alpha as well, or you can do the melee, you can do beta to knock them back, hit with alpha, and then catch the wake up as well with alpha, because the alpha covers a lot of range. Like I showed earlier, you can do the melee and go straight into alpha as well, or you can do his melee string and go into a gamma as well, like so, and true combo with a gamma. A really good thing you can do when thirsting somebody.
So many noises.
Gamma as well, do the melee and go straight into alpha as well, or you can do his melee string and go into a gamma as well, like so, and true combo with gamma. A really good thing you can do when thirsting somebody, you go into the melee, then go into the fast firing alphas like so, to kind of quickly thirst them. All in all though, I think this character centers heavily around the alpha, even if you're not doing combos. Doing the alpha as usual, you'll get the job done more often than not. Phenomenal move for just damaging long range, but also catching wake ups because of how much range it covers. Mainly, I mainly use the beta for movement, though I do use it as well to attack. And then again, you have it for combos as well. Going for the gamma too, grabbing somebody, cooking down to the ground, for example, grabbing a down person and slamming them into their teammates, to maybe catch their teammates wake up or something. His gamma has some really good uses as well. Now that I've covered his moves and combos, allow me to show you how to dominate with Rapid All Might. That is a lot of people. My Motiva wanted to hot drop box, Toga landed urban area. I figured why not, I'll land urban area too. So that's what we're doing. We have an All Might, it looks like with us. Motiva has half the lobby with him.
If you shoot while moving like this, you'll be a much tougher target to hit. And even though this looks like something only the pros can do, it's literally just pressing 2 buttons. Why climb buildings slowly like this when you can be like Super Mario and just wall jump your way up there? And after today's video, you will never have to awkwardly climb this gate again to loot the 2 chests on top of it. You can instead bring the chests straight to you. Today I've got some tips that will make your progress faster with daily missions or even character unlocks. And these are all things that the game doesn't teach you. Let's start with Coda. Coda is this unique civilian that once you rescue gives you 3 special vials, and these vials increase quirk levels for your entire team, which means finding Kota is the same as your team finding a total of 27 level up cards. This is huge, especially in the early game, but where is Kota, you might ask? Well, he's usually hiding in a bush but can sometimes be found underneath a tree. Zinkazma has actually started compiling a list of his locations that currently looks like this. We found a couple more spawns and made the map look a little bit better, and this still doesn't have every single spawn and a single patch can always change stuff, but as you can see, this area right here is where most of the spawns are, so it's worth running through the bushes whenever you find yourself in this place. And you don't always have to fully enter a bush to see it. The best thing to look out for is that looting tooltip that pops up once you're close enough to Kota. But guess what? Finding Kota isn't as helpful if your teammates are dead. What you really need at that point is some revive cards, and these are not always easy to find. The best bet is rescuing civilians. These usually happen around. What do? You can always destroy buildings. There are many civilians that no civilians around. What do? You can always destroy buildings. There are many civilians that come out running once you destroy them. And some characters are better at destroying buildings than others, but everyone can punch a building until it falls. This is very loud and will reveal your position, but sometimes getting the revive cards is worth it. And speaking of revivals, whenever you get revived, your character does this whole animation, which is back to life. I mean, I get it, you're happy, but come on, let me play. Luckily, you can interrupt this animation by just pressing the attack. Careful, because if you do it too soon, you can interrupt the revival animation, and that's not good for you or your teammates. But it's not just civilians and revival cards that you should be destroying buildings for. This can also make your looting faster. You see that bridge and collapse? It always has a golden chest. Just shoot it down. You see this gate that's so incredibly annoying to climb because of its awkward angles? What if 4 shots is all it takes to bring it down? That's faster than climbing, and the chest comes straight down to you. I have never climbed this gate ever since I found this. And it's not just for looting. You've probably seen these battles in Fire or Typhoon where someone is shooting you from the rooftop. You don't have to give them the high ground. You can simply destroy that ceiling and bring them down to your level. But what if you want to get the high ground yourself? Any tips for fast climbing? Yes, Tim. Yes, there are. The first and easier method is with speed cards. Speed cards are as if you were eat a hip during a loading screen. And very often in the early game, it teaches you this one, but it's only a tip during a loading screen. And very often in the early game, I just use the speed cards to do stuff. If none of my teammates are rap Mario himself. Let's say you want to climb this building. You can just straight up climb it normally, or if you just sprint around the back, you will find this small... And on the topic of passive buffs, did you know that you can use level up cards to level up your passive buffs? You did? Well, good for you. But for those that didn't know, let's say you've already maxed out your abilities, you're going into the late game, and you've picked up some level up cards. These are not useless, you can use them for your passives. A leveled up card doesn't make its effects stronger, but it does make them last longer. And I only learned that you could use level up cards on these recently, so I thought it would be helpful for you too. Now let's move on to an absolute game changer. When you use your alpha quirk with any character, you will notice their movement speed slows down. Now you're running, and now that you're shooting, you're back to walking. This makes you an easier target to hit, but there is a way to get rid of this slow movement, and that is sprint jumping. If you throw your quirk as soon...
There's no way, right? Damn, it does go far. How do they do that? How do they cancel? That's what I need to learn. Who's able to cancel the move in the middle of doing it? Alright, let me try again. No. How do you cancel? Nah, he did it way faster. Oh. Got her ass. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. Got her ass. Oh, that's... Oh, I hit her on the wrong ones. Where is she? Oh my god, she was so smart to just stun lock me. Oh my god. Damn it. Oh.
As soon as you leave the ground, you will keep that sprint momentum, and this is great for checking 1v buttons if you take the sprint used to. In 1v1 battles, in the heat of the moment, you might not be able to pull this off perfectly, but a use will happen automatically, so you won't be sprinting anymore. But if you do it correctly, as soon as you land, the sprint will happen automatically, and you will not be sprinting. The trick's very complicated, but even doing chasing down kills, because you can chase while shooting without sacrificing movement. But even doing 1v1 battles, this will make you a much harder target to hit. And I know this looks very complex, but it's actually just 2 buttons. After you sprint, you just jump and use your quirk. The trick is to throw your quirk as soon as you leave the ground. If you take too long, you will land and you will not be sprinting anymore. But if you do it correctly, as soon as you land, the sprint will happen automatically, so you don't have to worry about the sprint button again. Now granted, this will take a while to get used to. In 1v1 battles, in the heat of the moment, you might not be able to pull this off perfectly, but if you try it out in practice mode, your fingers will get used to it, and slowly you'll start using this in more and more situations. Something I've also started using more recently is aiming down sights to change my trajectory whilst I'm airborne. Has this ever happened to you? You use a movement ability, but your character ends up sideways to the building, and so they won't turn around and grab that wall so they can climb it. Well, if you just aim down sights, you can turn your character so they can grab that same wall. They can climb, but your trajectory whilst I'm airborne. As more recent, you'll start using this in more and more situations. Something I've also started using more recently is aiming down sights to change my trajectory whilst I'm airborne. Has this ever happened to you? You use a movement ability, but your character ends up sideways to the building, and so they won't turn around and grab that wall so they can climb it. Well, if you just aim down sights, you can turn your character so they can grab that same wall. As you can see, I can do this with Kirishima, who has some mobility but is not one of the best in the game. If you take this tech and give it to someone with higher mobility, you can even influence their airborne movement by aiming down sights. It's not just grabbing walls anymore, you can actually stop your character's momentum if you think you overdid a jump. So basically, you don't have to do a traitor anymore and throw yourself into the poison area by mistake. Okay, let's move on to the end game. You've made it most of the way through, there aren't many teams left, congratulations. Now you're in the end game. How do you get the upper hand? Well, if you're done looting, there's a way to prepare for the upcoming battles, and that's knowing who you're up against. And you can see who's left by holding the start or options button to bring up this menu and see who is still playing. Now in this case, I saw options button to bring up this menu and see who is still playing. Now in this case, I saw 3 teams left, and I knew one of them was a Tsuyu because we had already fought before. In addition to the Tsuyu, I see a Shigaraki, Bakugo, and not going to be reviving her teammates. Because there is a flaw with this menu, and that is it also shows spectators. But because Tsuyu's teammates are not in this menu, that means they quit, which means Tsuyu is not going to revive them. So yeah, this isn't flawless, so this is a good way to see who you're going to lose to in the final fight. God damn it. And my final tips are outside of the game itself, but will still help you progress much faster. And the first tip is sending likes. Now you might send likes by visiting the ranked leaderboard and opening each player's profile and send them 10 likes at a time. But a much faster way of doing this is by visiting your agency's member page. Here you can just scroll through all the members and mash R2 to send them likes without having to open each individual profile. But while would you want to know this? This seems like a side thing. Well, every day there is a daily quest for sending likes. Every week, you've got quests for sending likes too. And there's even a trophy for sending 10,000 likes, so trust me, this will make progression much faster, regardless of what your goal is. And finally, let's talk about crystals. Crystals are this game's paid currency, but if you're smart enough on how to use them, you can get a ton of crystals back and a ton of items.
Damn. Oh my god. No way, bro. There's no way. Alright, well, I'm not getting the practice I was looking for. That time. How do they do it? What am I doing wrong?
Shinobi Nation, what's the word? Today I'll be giving out 25 what you think of would have played just like and not be hacked out of this map when there is no loot that possible and not crashing out and selling into the storm out of damn. Number 5, tell your team that you are healing them. That you're even my teammates not pay attention to the loss amount of health. Some characters are very deadly when working together, but even if you don't,
How do you...
Now you guys will be clicking this 3 main things more. So in these 3 tips and 3 ways, just remember the situations that I actually watch y'all do, like even if like somebody can be bad, it doesn't matter like the skill level to me if you want to play with me. But the thing before you can really this health to fight. But one, picking up cards is definitely gonna be one of your best friends. Now let me explain what I mean by basically picking up cards is gonna be your best friends. So say for example, right? I'm using Dinky. This is also gonna be like one of the rules later on in the video, like one of the steps gonna tell you how.
I don't care anymore. I'm gonna do one more solo match and that's it. I'm done.
destroying buildings and others, but everyone can punch a building until it does this whole animation, which is hella annoying because you can already get shot by the enemy team and yet you're stuck celebrating coming back to life. I mean, I get it, you're happy, but come on, let me play. Luckily, you can interrupt this animation by just pressing the attack button, and you can do this as the person doing the revival too. Easy. And on the topic of passive buffs, did you know that you can use level up cards to level up your passive buffs? You did? Well, good for you. But for those that didn't know, let's say you've already maxed out your abilities, you're going into the late game, and you've picked up some level up cards. These are not useless, you can use them for your passives. A leveled up card doesn't make its effects stronger, but it does make them last longer. And I only learned that you could use level up cards on these recently, so of this will keep that sprinkling icing move complex. If you do, yeah, now we solve perfect. This just a movement of the can climb. As you can see, I can do this with Kirishima, who has some of
awesome. Any funny ideas, lady? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it. Tell you what, I am hungry. Alright, this guy's smart. Todoroki's only by himself. A closed area Todoroki might be dangerous. There can be only one dark might. Got his butt. Did he run? Oh, he got me. Oh, how'd he get me? Wow! Wow! Is it because he was healing? It must have done. Oh, he's so disrespectful with the slap. Oh! Should I have healed through that? I was so confident. He really survived that. That's crazy. I understand how his tackle was able to beat mine. How? How? Oh, I gotta play another one now. So, oh, last one. was a beautiful interaction. Why? I wanted to start up here! Why did it start so fast? Whatever. Bring it, Lita. Me and you, baby. Moved away. Haven't done a lick of damage. Still don't know how to cancel that. Where the heck is everybody? Oh man, what was that? Oh, he did his thingy. Damn! Oh, that was the guy! didn't realize that was him. Dicks. I should have taken him more seriously. Oh! I should have taken him more seriously. I gotta get food. I gotta stop. I gotta get food.